What do you do if you get into college, but you still can't afford it, even when you factor in your financial aid? Do you go to a less expensive school? Do you just stop going to school entirely? Or do you write a financial aid appeal letter asking for more money? In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 strategies to help you to write the best letter, tips so you know what to include in the letter, and I'm going to give you some sample letters from some amazing resources. But first, I have 2 requests. If you get money, please share in the comments how much you received. And the other request is, if you appreciate this content, please subscribe. All right, let's get into the 7 strategies to help you to write your financial aid appeal letter. Number 1, assess your current financial circumstances. I like to look at this as, what's your financial story? When you submitted your FAFSA in the fall, your free application for federal student aid, it might have been a different situation. You might have someone in your household who lost a job, or there might have been big expenses, or something that's impacting your family's ability to pay that wasn't documented on the FAFSA, or something that might have been overlooked when you submitted your original materials. So you really want to have that story together, and you want to make sure you have supporting documents, whether it's pay stubs or updated tax information, whatever it is to help tell your current financial story. Number 2, don't call it a negotiation. I've heard this from multiple sources. They don't want to hear the word negotiation. It makes it sound like you're bargaining. You can use the word reconsideration or reevaluation. Just don't use the word negotiation. Number 3, have a conversation with the financial aid office. If this is a need-based appeal, it's important that someone knows you. You can start off with email, but it's really helpful if you could have a conversation so you can share specifics, they can get to know you, and you can get to know them. Number 4, reach out to the admissions office. Now, this surprised me because I thought everything would be handled through the financial aid office, but the admissions office, they handle merit aid. This is not need-based aid. Sometimes people will send letters to the admissions office and it's a need-based situation. It's important to reach out to admissions and just ask them, where should I send my letter? And ask them if there are any other things you should include to help support your appeal, especially when it comes to merit aid. Number 5, use competing offers. It's okay to share offers from other schools. I know this might feel a little uncomfortable because it's like, now they know there are others. But if they're aware what other schools are offering you and this is your first choice, then you can give them the option to match these offers. Some schools will, some schools won't, but at least if they have that information, you'll know. Number 6, hold back on that deposit. If you send in that deposit, the expert in this article says the school will have the upper hand because they know you are committed. But when you don't send in that deposit, the school isn't sure what you're going to do, which can hopefully help you to get more financial aid. And number 7, appeal as soon as you know your needs. You don't want to wait because they might run out of money. If you imagine a line of people asking for money, eventually they're going to run out. So you want to make sure you are as close to the front of the line as possible so you have the best chance to get additional financial aid. So now I'm going to show you how to write your financial aid letter. This is the College Essay Guys site, and I'm going to share with you a resource that he put together, and Jody Oken, who is an expert on financial aid, also contributed to the resources I'm going to share with you. Number 1 is begin with who you are and where you're from, how grateful you are to have been accepted, and that you're excited about the school. This is where you're going to make it clear. I want to go here. I'm really excited. This is who I am. You're going to be direct about what the letter says. You want to make sure they know this is about financial aid. Then you're going to briefly talk about some more reasons why the school is a great fit and why you need this money. You're going to tell your financial story. And then number 4, you're going to provide those concise details, a pay stub, a tax document. You can summarize it. And then number 5 is you're going to include details about yourself that shows you're hardworking and you've succeeded in the past. Make it clear. You're not looking for anyone to do something just to do something. You are a partner in this process. And 6 is keep it short and to the point. Once you're done, sign off respectfully. Now, with these instructions, they say it could take an hour for you to get this done. So it's an hour to potentially get thousands of dollars or nothing. All right, let's look at some of the sample letters. This is the first example of a letter they provide. To the financial aid office at UCLA, My name's Sarah Martinez, and I'm a 12th grader currently enrolled at Los Angeles Academy. First, I'd like to say that I'm much honored to have been admitted to this fine school, as University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, is my number one choice. There is a problem, however, and it's a financial one. I'd love to attend UCLA. It's near home, which would allow me to be closer to my family, and the bio department's phenomenal, but as a low-income Hispanic student, I simply feel I can't afford it. I'm writing to respectfully request an adjustment in my financial aid award. And if I make up some words during this letter, you can read it yourself. I'm just trying to get through it quickly. Here are some details about my financial situation. Currently, my father works as an assistant supervisor for American Apparel. He's the only source of income for my family of 5. My mom's a housewife. The income my father receives weekly barely meets our bills. This student continues to present the case. And then they go deeper into their financial situation by sharing their monthly income and a pay stub, and then some other expenses. And at the end of the letter, my family's on an extremely tight budget and unfortunately cannot afford to pay for my schooling. I've worked my way up and was recently awarded a valedictorian for the class 2014. My goals and aspirations of becoming a nutritionist have helped me push forward. I appreciate your time in reconsidering my financial aid award. I'm looking forward to becoming a Bruin. Again, ending with gratitude. So that gives you a great framework of the message you can write. Now, this is from a student. There's also an example here of a parent writing a letter. And I'm going to give you the link to this website so you can see the details. But Jody and Ethan, they break down why this was a good letter and the things that you should consider when writing your letter. This one's much shorter, and it's from a parent. It's also from one of Jody's former clients. Dear Financial Aid Director, after submitting the FAFSA for the 2017-28 school year, I realize you're using the same tax year, 2015, that was used for my son's freshman year. I'm writing to you because my income for this year has declined and will not be represented in the FAFSA. Let me explain why. Then this parent explains they're freelance artists and their income is variable. And at the end, they share they're making $15,000 to $18,000 less than they did when they filed their original FAFSA. So this is from a parent just stating very clear, need-based, here's what's happening, and straightforward. And then there's another one. This is Financial Aid Appeal Letter 3. This one's also from a parent. I'm not really a big fan of this letter. I think it's too long. I think they go into too many details, talking about, we appreciate you offering our son Paul a scholarship, but even with your help, we can't afford it. We've asked his grandparents and uncles to help, but they unfortunately are not able to pay the tuition. It's too much storytelling, I think. Be concise and to the point. You can check out this example. This will help you to have an idea of something I think isn't the best to write, but, Jody has wonderful things to say about this as well, so it's really up to you. One more thing I wanted to mention, they have a podcast with Ethan and Jody. They discuss the resources. They discuss a lot of details on the financial aid appeal, and you can link to this. You can get the link to this episode on the website that I'm going to provide. Now I'm going to take you to Road to College. This is a great resource. There's also a Facebook page. It's founded by Debbie Schwartz. They've got great content here. How to write a successful financial aid appeal letter. So they go through the details here, when to write it, and how to contact the school. You want to make sure you know where you're sending this. You want to make sure you have the best email address. Some schools will have a form that you can fill out too. We want to make sure that you know how to get the letter to the right people. Road to College strongly suggests you have the student write all communication. We saw some examples on the other site where it was the parent writing. I'm a big fan of the student writing. I think the student owns this experience, and if they want more money, they should ask and they should share their story. They give you instructions on how to write, and you'll see it's a lot more of open with gratitude, share what's happening, the language, the documentation, the thank you, and then there's additional tips from other parents who have completed their financial aid appeal. Let me show you a couple of examples from Road to College. Dear fill in the blank, I'd like to thank name of the school for admission into the biology program and the merit scholarship of fill in the amount. Name of school is my number one choice for my undergraduate degree, and I really like how they state, this is where I want to go. While I'm thankful and appreciate the offer, it leaves a substantial financial gap. I'd like to formally request a review of my information on file and be considered for any additional funding that's available. Really clear and concise. Currently, I have acceptances of admission and financial offers from other schools. These are my next 3 choices, and they bring my net balance to less than half of my EFC, expected family contribution. So this is a letter where they're sharing some of the other examples of competing offers. And you can do this in a very nice way. My financial aid application, which shows that I'm able to pay a substantial amount of money, does not provide an accurate picture of my financial reality. My family has a significant amount of medical bills as well as past debt due to job loss from a year ago. In addition, there's a current job loss from which we're still recovering. The assistance that is being offered is helpful, but I would need assistance in order to attend fill in the school. I will be on campus this day attending the Accepted Students Days, so expressing I am committed and would appreciate the opportunity to meet with someone from your office. Thank you for your consideration. I hope to hear back from you soon. So this is a wonderful letter, clear and concise. They're including the competing offers, and it acknowledges all the things that are going to make this favorable when it comes to someone reviewing this appeal. All right, one more appeal letter, then stick around because I have a bonus for you. I have something I'm going to do that I want to share with you. I'm really excited about as well. To the Reconsideration Committee, thank you very much for accepting me to fill in college. I was thrilled to get my acceptance letter. I'm reaching out with the hopes I might be considered for additional financial support. Fill in the blank school is my absolute first choice, and I'm trying my best to make it affordable for me and my parents. So making it clear, I want to go here. Then they list an event that happened recently that wasn't reflected on their application. One significant event that speaks to my character and potential is that in January I received from the Boy Scouts of America this award. This fill-in-the-blank award was given for service above and beyond. So they share details that the committee might not know about. They also shared that they're working 16 to 20 hours per week at a local restaurant while maintaining their grade point average and working in the musical and theater programs at their high school. So this student's saying, I am a partner. And then they close this letter out by sharing that there was medical conditions that caused their family to have to pay some bills. So they're dealing with some financial distress. And then they share the merit aid they've received from other institutions, so this school knows what they're competing against. A great letter, really respectful, and presents a case. Hopefully the school will respond. So now I've got one more thing I want to show with you. I figured, why not? This is new, it's different. I've given you these letters as examples, so let's see if you could craft another example. So this is ChatGPT. If you're not familiar with this, you put in a prompt and ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, will draft a letter for you. Now, I strongly discourage you from using this letter because it lacks the depth and the character and the emotion. But when it comes to what does AI think is important in writing a financial aid appeal letter, I thought there was something to be said about that. So I was curious, what would ChatGPT come up with if I included this prompt? Can you draft a financial aid appeal letter to College U for Harlan Cone? I'd like to attend the school in the fall of 2023. Please start with gratitude and end with gratitude, and you can include any other details you'd want to include. I'm including my most recent financial information. All right, let's see the letter. Sure, I can draft a financial aid appeal letter. Here's a sample letter. Okay, let's see. College U. Oh, wow, this is great. Dear Financial Aid Committee, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to express my gratitude for the financial aid that College U has offered me thus far. I'm honored to have been admitted to such a prestigious institution, and I'm eager to attend in the fall of 2023. However, I'm writing to appeal the financial aid offer that I received from College U. While I appreciate the offer, it does not reflect my current financial circumstances. Insert explanation of financial circumstances. I've included my most recent financial information with this letter to provide you with a clearer picture of my financial situation. I understand that College U receives numerous financial appeals each year, and I hope that you will consider my situation and make adjustments to my financial aid offer. Attending College U is a dream of mine, but I'm afraid I'll not be able to afford it without additional aid. Thank you for your time and consideration. I am truly grateful for the opportunity to attend College U, and I'm hopeful you'll be able to help me make this dream a reality. If you require any further information or have any other questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Sincerely, fill in the name. This is nice. And the ChatGPT says, I hope this helps and best of luck with your financial aid appeal. Remember to be polite, concise, and clear in your letter, and to start and end with an expression of gratitude, which is the prompt that I included in the beginning. That was a pretty decent letter, but it really lacked the specifics that we saw in some of the other letters. But in terms of what's important to include, I think it was pretty accurate. But make sure you include your own voice, your own words, because you want to make sure this comes from you. So now you have the strategies, you know what to include in your letter, you have sample letters. All you have to do now is just write your letter. And when you do, please report back and let us know. Did you get money? Did you get a lot of money? Did you get no money? And also, please like, please subscribe, please share. I'm so grateful to be in your corner. Thanks.